I will be hosting a giveaway for the processing setup I built in the video, so if you want to enter that, leave a comment down below with your Roblox username, and I will be picking the winner 1 week from the upload date. Hello everyone! For this processing setup, you need everything in the image, which is 15 relays, 14 interactors, 14 alignment conveyors, 14 tethers, 12 refiners, 12 forges, 2 storage drawers, 2 number interfaces, 2 colliders, 1 blocker, 1 switch, and 1 LCD. If you'd like a text-based list, I'm gonna put that on the screen. Everything totals up to about 800k cash, so that is how much you need. This is the logic schematic for the system. If you want to pause it, take a screenshot, or use this rather than a video guide. But if you prefer a video guide, I will show you that later on in the video. Okay, we will be starting off by choosing the area where we want to build. So grab a cube schematic and measure 30 studs away from the starting area. Then place another schematic that is 30. If you select this, you can see it's 30. I just replicated it. If you press R, as you can see, that replicates. So this is 30. And then we want 24. So a total of 54. Like that. Then just copy this over here. And boom. This is how big the processing setup will be. If you select both of these, let me turn on multi-select. You can see it's on the end of both of those schematics, not the side, not like this. Keep that in mind. So 54 and 30, 30. After that, we are going to grab storage drawer. Place it in the middle. Let me resize this to 27 and 27 so we can find the center easily. Like that. Move this as far away as possible and scale it to like 8 by 8, as big as possible. Then you want to move this 2 studs off the ground. Let me double check. Two and a half studs off the ground. So I just move that half a stud up like that. So if we place a cube schematic at the bottom, measure that, it is 2.5 from the ground to the bottom of the storage drawer. So get rid of that. We can fill this back up like that. Now a storage drawer outputs items 4 studs away from it, from the center. So if we place a cube schematic here and measure 4 studs, we don't want our alignment conveyors to go further than this. So grab alignment conveyors. The left one will have the switch at the top, and the right ones will have the switch at the bottom. So actually this is facing the wrong way, as you can see by these studs over here. So this will be like that. But this can be default, right? Doesn't really matter. As long as the studs and the switch are like how it is right now. So switch is upwards and studs are towards that way. So move the alignment conveyor up, then select it and move it to the center. As you can see, it's in the middle of that cube schematic we placed, and it will have to be 3.5 studs off the ground. So half a stud more, like that. Now the direction doesn't matter. Just make sure the switch is facing upwards. That is very important. Let me remove this and grab 5 more alignment conveyors and just stack them like that. I'm going to use multi-select, so let me grab 3 more like that. So 6 total. Then we can also do the same over here while we're at it. 6. Actually, I have 2 extra. We will need those 2 extra later on. Just make sure to grab 6 and place it like that. But you don't want the switch to be facing upward, so rotate it like that. See how the switches are on the bottom on this right side, and the switches are on the top on this left side. Now, let's move all these stuff away. And this, we'll move it back. Like that. We want to be able to see this cube schematic, because storage drawers output items 4 steps away from it. If we're further than that, the item will output behind the alignment conveyor, which will cause issues. So, move all these back. So, every alignment conveyor will be 4 studs less than the previous one. So, as you can see, this is 24, which is the max that an alignment conveyor can be. The next one will be 20. This one will be 16, 4 studs less than the previous one, 12, 8, and 4, like that. Then you want to select all these and move them inside each other. Like that. Then do the same to this right one. 4 studs less than the previous one. This is 24. This one will be 20. This one will be 20 minus 4, so 16. What did that not select? Alright, 16, 12, 8, 4. And do the same. Move these inside each other. Like that. After this, you want to grab your refiners. But before you do, you want to negate 10 studs from max. As you can see, this is... Actually, it wasn't. This is max, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do this for every single refiner. I'm gonna speed up the footage so you don't have to get bored. Alright, now that it is daytime, grab your refiner that you scaled down. Then come over here to the setup, rotate it so that the belt of it is facing towards us. Like that, see the conveyor is moving towards us. Then come over here, check that the box of it is within the alignment conveyors area. That is good. You want to move this as far as you can to the right without it going past the box that we built. So do that. Another way to check is if you look straight through the middle, you can see that the alignment conveyor ends at the middle of the refiner, like the middle hole of it. That is good. We can move this up to check. It doesn't extend past it, which is also good. But then you want to move it 7 times back at 0.5 increment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another way to check is moving this over here. If there is 1 stud between the storage drawer and the refiner, the bottom of the refiner, that is good. So that's perfect. Grab yourself another refiner, place it next to it. But do not confirm. You want to move this 2 studs towards the other refiner. So 1, 2, like that. So they're like interlapped. Do this for every single refiner. So grab yourself another one. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then one more. 1, 2. And if you like select each one individually, you can see that the middle of it aligns with the alignment conveyor stud, whatever you call that. This is the middle, this is the middle, this is the middle, middle, and middle. Now we want to do the same to the left side, so grab yourself 6 more refiners. Let me just multi-select everything. Place this against the alignment conveyor. We're not continuing off of here because there's going to be a couple stud gap in between them. Place it exactly on the alignment conveyor, so as you can see the box is not extruding out of it. Then move this as far as you can to the right. So you can see the bounding box doesn't extend over, the refiner doesn't extend over the bounding box. But this is facing the wrong direction, so let me rotate this real quick. Because you want the conveyor facing towards us. Then move this 7 times at 0.5 stud increment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want to check it against this, 1 stud in between. And that is good. Do this for every single other refiner. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And there's a gap in between the refiners, which is fine. We want that. And I forgot to mention the height from the bottom, but it doesn't matter if you place it perfectly against the alignment conveyor. But if anyone needs it, it is 0.35 from the bottom. If you select that, you can see the box doesn't extend past it. And this is, sorry, I said 0.5. It is 3.5. I apologize. But yeah. Next step is forges. So I'm gonna select everything, move it a bit closer, and place it against each one. We will move it backwards later, but this is easier in my opinion than moving each one individually back. We'll just select them at the end and do that at once. So that. If you're wondering what I'm using as a visual cue, I'm looking at these railings or whatever you call it to see if they match with the forge I'm placing. Another way to look at it is if you're looking at it straight, the holes match up, which is what we want. After that is done, you want to select all your forges and move this back until the decrease button of the forge is at the front of these 2 buttons on the refiner. So at 1 stud increment, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. I changed it to 0.5 at the end if you didn't notice. But that is what we want. If you look at the buttons, the refiners is like that and forge is like that. Alright, it is daytime. Our next step is to grab the 2 spare alignment conveyors we have left and placing them on top of these ones. That, and the other one too. That is tweaking. Let me just use this to place it against. As you can see, it's like perfectly on it. You want to select these, move it down on top of the, inside the other element conveyors. Move this out to somewhere over here. We will make sure it's in the right spot later. Rotate it so it's flat. Then move it down until you can't see the railing inside the forge refiner. So you can still see it. You want to move it down one more. That is good. And move it back towards the forges. You want to have it 1 stud out. So select 1 stud increment and move it out 1 stud. Sorry, I accidentally did 2 there. Like that. Then rotate this so the switch is facing towards you. Same with this. Like that. And have these face towards the center. Like that. Then you want to grab your other storage drawer, which we have right here. Place it at the center. that. Move it back. So you can still see the number. Because if you're asking me, I would prefer that. I'll move this. Let me double check. Actually, it is at the correct spot. So, how would I measure this? What to use as reference? Oh, the bounding box. It is 3 studs away from the bounding box and 4 studs off the ground. So 4 studs up and 3 studs away from the bounding box is where you want the storage drawer to be. You select these and grab a cube schematic, place it at the back of the storage drawer, extend it so it's the same size, move it down to, I'm gonna move it a couple studs up, so with the storage drawer, let me grab my material gun and fill it, both of them with iron. The reason for this back cube schematic is so that if, let's say, this is rarely going to happen, if not ever. Let's say you have a raw stone that is really large and extends all the way from here to here. It won't go inside the storage drawer and mess it up. And the reason the storage drawer is thin like this is if a refined item gets processed and it is really large, extends all the way over here, it won't go inside the storage drawer without forging. And the priority of alignment conveyors is refiner into forge before alignment conveyor. So let's say a stone you process is extra long, it extends over here to the alignment conveyor. It will not get teleported before it gets processed because it'll go inside the forge before the alignment conveyor teleports it. It's like really weird, but timings and stuff, I tested it. Don't worry. Anyways, our next step is logic, because we have finished everything. So grab yourself 12 interactors. Let's place them over there temporarily. And we want each one facing on a switch. Like that. I'm gonna move it a couple steps up, like that. That is good. If you want to test out whether the bounding box of it is actually hitting the switch, you can grab a button, hook it up, and as you can see, it's switched. Whenever I press it again, it switches. So that is good. Let's move that over there to the side and grab 5 more interactors. Place it on that top. Place it on top of that. And just align them with the switches of each alignment conveyor. Like that. There's a switch there, 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 there. There is 1 stud in between each interactor, if you want to measure it like that. That is good. Let's grab the other ones, place it on that, and move it to the right. Here. There's 1 stud in between each one. Just do this, trust me. I'll show you what this is for later. Like that. It's similar to this one, spacing wise, and the reason we place it on the top is it'll look more symmetrical, and we will just extend the bounding box of each interactor so it touches the switch at the bottom. Like that. The bounding box of an interactor basically means the area it will interact with. If you want to know the spacing in between these two, that is 3 studs. Alright, that is good. Now grab the other 2 interactors and place it somewhere above this, or actually it doesn't really matter as long as you move the bounding box of it inside the storage drawer. I will just place it on top with like decent spacing. Then you want to grab a collider. I'm gonna place it in the middle. These to the side, good. I want it to be like this, like that. Then you want to grab like a flat cube schematic. This is where we will build our logic on. You can technically build it anywhere you want. I'm gonna build it above my system because I prefer it to be that way, and about 30 studs above my system, like that. So if we scale this back down to 1 stud and extend it to 27. So it's 54 total, and it does not extend past this. That is good. And just scale these to 30, like that. Let me fill this up with my material gun. But before we jump on top of the platform we just built, grab yourself another collider and place it somewhere above this one, or anywhere you want, as long as the bounding box of it will touch the storage drawer. I'm gonna place it right here and move it a decent bit upwards. Couple more studs, like that, so it is at the same elevation as that one. Alright, we want to jump above the platform we just made, and we will be making a pulse clock with logic. So grab yourself a number interface, place it at the corner, somewhere over here. Grab yourself 12 relays, place it next to the number interface. I accidentally fell, give me 1 second. Why can I not center that? That's annoying. 1 second, let me just change. Actually, I don't want to change increment, that'll ruin everything. Whatever, we'll just place it there. Who cares? This will have a power level of 5. So change that to 5. Then grab yourself another relay. Place it like this, with a couple stud gap between that one. I'm gonna place it like over there. Then a blocker right behind it. Tether next to that blocker. Let's see if it's facing the right way. If you can connect this side of it to a relay input, that is correct. Then you want to grab 2 more tethers and place it behind the blocker. Let me move this one more back, like that. Our next step is a bunch of tethers, so grab all that and place tethers on top of each relay starting from the second one. So ignore the first one and just place tethers on each relay after the second one on the left side of them. Like that. Then you want to wire this number interface to the left side of each relay. So let us do that. I'm using the copy wire feature, as you can see. That looks right. Then grab a wire from this relay and connect it to the right side of the first relay's input, like that. This tether goes into the right side of this relay, and this blocker goes to the left side of the same relay. Then the right side of this blocker will go into this tether, and this tether will be connected to this other tether. Then you will grab a switch. Switch will be placed behind this tether and connected to it. Let me turn that off. Switch will also be connected to the tether on the right and the blocker on the left. Like that. It's basically like a trident shape. Then you want to connect each relay into a tether. So like, let me use yellow wire for this and do this. Like that. And the other end of the tether will be connected to the right side of each relay it is on top of. Like that. And this last relay at the end will be connected to the left side of the relay all the way over here. Like that. Then to test out the system, let's grab our temporary LCD. If you like it, you can leave it up. In my own system, I've left it up, but I'm gonna place it on the bottom. Then drag a wire from every single relay into each pixel. So first one goes to the first one. That is actually really annoying to wire up. Whatever. Second one goes to the second one, third to the third, and so on. Like that. We also need to connect a wire from this numbering interface to every single pixel. So let me do that. Let me just change wire color to white. I think that is all. Let me double check. Yeah. So now if we turn on the switch, it should cycle through all of them in order. Now, to confirm this or make it easier, you could record a video and slow it down to see if there are 2 pixels on at the same time. Or you can use a screenshot tool to test this out. So if I press Windows Shift S, my screen will freeze. As you can see, there is only 1 pixel on. If there are 2, you messed up somewhere in the build, but otherwise we are good. You can test this multiple times. Do only 1 pixel, only 1 pixel, only 1 pixel. It seems to be working fine. Okay, so our display worked. We can now remove that completely or leave it. I'm gonna leave it because I like it. I think it looks cool. But we will need to connect every single relay and a wire from the number interface in a similar fashion to this to these interactors. So let me just jump back up there if I can and connect a wire from each relay to the interactor. Actually, I'm gonna flip those so the input is facing towards us, or our camera. It should be as easy as this. Actually, the bounding box will swap. This here, then stud back so I can select these. Like that. And move these 0.5 studs back. Because I had it on 0.5 studs even though I said 1. So every single wire, every single relay will be connected to their own interactor with a wire from the number interface. I'm gonna use the blue wire for this. Then jump down and interact with one of the interactors. Choose a wire color and connect it to the number interface. The reason you want to do it in this order is if you copy this white wire, it'll do this, which makes it way easier to connect. Alright, we finished connecting those interactors. Our next step is to jump back up here, grab the rest of the components we have left, place them on top of here, somewhere you want, and the number interface on the side. So 2 relays stacked on top of each other with the number interface on the side. This will have a power of 1, so change that to 1 and connect it to the left side of both relays. Then you want to go over here and connect every other relay to the bottom one, and the ones left without a wire will be connected to the top one. So I'm gonna use a cyan wire for this one. Pull this over here. Connect it to the bottom one. Oops, I accidentally cancelled. Bottom one. That's straight enough. Then we're gonna skip 1 and connect this to the bottom one too, and so on. So skip 1, bottom one. That's connected. That's connected. That's connected. And use this. Is this connected? No. So skip that one. This one. And this one. Like that. Now the ones without a wire will be connected to the top one. I'm going to change wire color for this. Final one. Like that. That seems to be right. Wait. Oh, it's behind the yellow one. Okay, so pink, 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 and cyan on the other ones. Yep. Alright. These two will be connected to the interactors over here. I'm gonna use red wire for both. The bottom one will go to that one, and the top one will go to this one. Then I'm gonna connect this number interface to the collider in the middle, so it is always powered on, like that. But we need to change the bounding box of this, so move this down so it hits the storage drawer. Same with the interactors. Seems to be right. I think I need to reconnect the collider so it updates. Yeah, that is good. And I think actually this collider too, to the same number interface. Move the bounding box and rewire it like that. So you can walk through this one and you can walk through this one. That is what we want. Now we can remove this one. And I think that is done. So I'm gonna grab a load of resources and test out the system. I will be right back. Alright, I filled up a cylinder and trailer full of resources. So let me just drive through that storage drawer. Everything goes in. The system isn't on. Give me 1 second. Turn it on. Look at that. Outputs everything. And processes and teleports it into the middle. That one fell. I think that's being issue. But there's one problem with this. I mean, it's not really a problem within the factory. It's a problem with the game. There's this bug where items get stuck on conveyors for whatever reason, even though they shouldn't. So see this beige slate? You got stuck. I need to interact with it so it starts moving. If you rejoin, it also starts moving. But I made a bug report about that, so hopefully it will get fixed. Okay, so I might have figured out a temporary fix for the issue. It is to grab 2 straight conveyors, which are as wide as possible, as long as possible, and placing it on top of everything in the middle. See how it's in the center of that, and then moving it down until you see the studs, struts, whatever you call that, slightly extend over the roof of the refiner forge. Because these, or the way conveyors work, they have like a bounding box, which extends somewhere over here, maybe more, I'm not really sure. And that bounding box will cause items not to anchor by the auto anchor system. So this should theoretically make it less, or if not like mitigate it completely. So yeah, but we processed everything. This one says hello tree. Let me cut that so we can interact with it. It says hello tree, it says hello tree because I've edited the name, so let me just remove that. And now you can see it processed every single one and output it there. So if I grab my auto clicker, that's the wrong one, sorry. See that? It processed everything and put it in the forge. I mean, sorry, not forge, storage drawer. But yeah, that's a system for you. Thank you for watching, thank you for building it, and thank you for 500 subscribers. If you have any ideas on what I should do for a milestone special, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thank you very much.